thought you were wearing black shoes for a second.
And we're back.
Yay! Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Woo! All right, lead the way, honey. I'm done. Oh, we decided. Oh, wait. I sit back and I'm cutting out.
How's that?
Hey, thanks. You gonna scooch in with me? You're fine. We decided to start 2 minutes early. See, no one might be on because they're like, "What are we doing?" Because we cut you off 2 minutes. Nah, I think we did a minute yesterday, but you did say 2 minutes, so here we are.
Ryan says squirrels love popcorn.
Really? Well, that would make sense because they're eating corn out there.
Yeah, we've been feeding them corn on the cob, which they ate one, right? Or did they eat the second one?
They started chewing on this one. Question, if this is going to be silly or not, but corn, if it gets so hot outside, does it pop like popcorn?
I don't know how hot it has to be.
Okay. I thought the farmer you would know. Never had that happen?
No.
Hey, look at my phone's telling us to watch us live right now. That sounds like a great idea. Let's do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Although I just did that. So, would you like to... Wait. Oh, honey, look at it. You look so cute by yourself.
Oh, it didn't change the picture?
It probably will. Who knows? Oh.
Ads.
We've got...
It's finally Friday.
Hello, Brian, Brady, Michael, Scott, Steve, Richard, Jim, James, Christina, and John. Hello. Andrew, Jerry. Your phone's going off. Oh, my goodness. And
Is
Jason
it really?
and Greg.
Is it something important?
Oh, probably not. Michael. It is Friday. What is everyone doing this weekend? Please let us know. I'm interested. I'd like to know. Do you like my shirt? I don't know if it's interesting. It actually flips it. We're looking at it backwards, but it flips it on YouTube.
Yep.
It's be kind. For some of you that might not make the connection. Be kind. Because Mike just read kind the first time I wore it. You were like, kind? I'm like, yep, kind. I actually made it though. I made it all by myself. Proud moment. All right. Anywho, sorry.
You made that?
Yes. I made it and printed it. Well, I didn't physically print it here, but I made this part and then they printed it for me.
Cool.
So I like to make my own stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. So Andrew's riding a motorcycle. That sounds fun. Yes, Mike says that they also love peanuts in the shell. They eat them one at a time. Oh my God. We gotta get shelled peanuts. That would be so fun to watch.
They'll break them open?
I guess.
Cool.
I've always seen pictures of squirrels with like a big peanut in their mouth, but I've never seen them eat it. I'm gonna go buy some.
Can't say I have.
Christina's working on race cars this weekend. Michael, what are you doing this weekend?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to raffle off a race car and work in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get caught up on shocks. So that's kind of a relief.
What's that? Working on shocks?
Yeah, like getting them done.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Oh, your aunt texted me. Did the NASCAR make an announcement about their schedule?
Kim? Hi, Kim. She's on.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she? Oh, she is. Hi, Kim.
Happy Friday.
She said that something about NASCAR is going to be racing this month.
Are they really?
So we're okay.
Good to know.
Yeah, you guys let us know.
Yeah.
I was hoping like I didn't have to research it and you would know, but evidently we've just been in our bubble. So Jerry asks, so you rebuild shocks?
I do. So we have a shock dyno and a spring smasher, and I've been doing up some customer stuff at night, and starting to get caught up on it.
Good.
Yeah.
Cheryl says that we need to go racing because she's got a bunch of cookies and brownies that we need to eat.
Wow. I'm looking forward to that.
Mandee
doesn't really bake.
No.
I don't think I've had a cookie since my mom made cookies.
I love baking, but it's just the two of us, which means we're the only ones that are going to be eating all of it.
Oh.
Which means
what's wrong with that?
My insides is what's wrong with that.
Okay. We're getting behind on the questions, Mandee.
Okay,
We gotta read the questions.
I went with Cheryl. She did the cookies.
Okay.
So James says May 17th, Darlington, no fans.
Okay.
Yes.
Darlington. That's cool.
Oh, Blaine's 21st wedding anniversary candlelight dinner. How sweet. I like that.
Today?
I don't. Maybe this weekend, I guess. But happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Ooh, Andrew said PA has open things starting today. Things are looking better. Woo! Yay. That's exciting.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
What'd they open?
I don't know. Andrew, what fills in?
Things. They opened things.
They've opened things. Bake for the Saturday race shop meetings. Actually, you know what? Years ago, I would bake actually cookies for the crew. Maybe, but then I learned that people work better when they actually eat healthy. So I can't make you cookies. I just got to feed you guys carrots.
Mm-hmm.
So no baking for you.
Scott Hall asks, what does a spring smasher do? It is a machine that compresses the shock and spring together and can kind of produce a graph so you can keep track of them and see what rates they are at what travel, and just keep track of if they're worn out or not or anything like that.
Zach asks, any new Netflix shows that y'all are getting into? Well,
we've been watching How to Get Away with Murder.
I don't know. I feel like it's got to be an older show because everyone in it has flip phones. I was thinking
pretty easy to find out. It's definitely old, but
I really like it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's about a group of college students who are going to be lawyers.
Yeah, they're interning for their professor, but we can't really tell much more.
Okay.
It's really, really good if you're into the type of shows that make you think. Mike, I don't know if he likes the shows that make you think, but
I like the shows that make you think. I think the only thing I don't like about this show is it jumps around from here to there to that scene to that scene.
It's 7 weeks ahead and then jumps back.
It's kind of like Mandy's brain, squirrel.
But I can relate to it. It gets my attention, but when he gets a text message and it takes him 5 minutes to reply that text message, and then he missed 5 minutes, you may as well just not watch it.
Might as well start over. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, that's okay.
Jerry says it's about 3 years old. Thanks, Jerry.
Really?
I love how we don't have to look anything up. You guys just answer for us.
This is great. Nick asks me, how do stewards compare to Wawa? Did you see that question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I know Mandy's answer.
I'm a little biased, and I'm just going to have to go with Wawa. However, even though I do like Wawa over. Okay, if Allie ever watches this, she manages the stewards. I love you, Allie.
We haven't been, in her defense, we have not been to Allie's stewards.
Correct. We have not. But I feel a lot of stewards around the area have really been getting updated because the first few stewards I've ever been into were really outdated big time.
Sure.
And
but here in E-Town, we have
it's brand new.
A brand new Stewart's. It's pretty fancy.
I will say Stewart's does have a one-up on Wawa because Stewart's does offer hand-scooped ice cream.
Yeah, their ice cream is really good.
Wawa doesn't, but Sheetz is where it's at. Sheetz, hands down, they have an ice cream machine and mac and cheese bites. I mean, you cannot go wrong with that.
Where the fast food you can order over the counter
Mm-hmm.
is where I'd say that like Sheetz and Wawa beat Stewart's.
Big time.
The other stuff, I think
Yeah, I don't
Stewart's is right there.
I don't know to what extent Stewart's has for food, but
They have sandwiches and they'll make you burgers, chicken tenders, stuff like that.
I'm very picky, and I haven't gotten food from Stewart's. Ice cream, but I haven't gotten food.
So here's the critic who hasn't even tried it, so don't listen to her.
When it doesn't look appealing, okay. They don't advertise
keepers.
the food well. Oh, Stevie said he watched the videos from Diversified. You're welcome. Did you watch yesterday's live?
I didn't. I gotta look it up and watch it now.
Yeah.
You know, I saw that I missed it, and I was very upset.
It's because I didn't text you to remind you, isn't it?
Yeah, if you guys want some tech Thursdays, Dave Ely does a live.
I'm pretty sure in it he also mentions a new product that they came out with.
Yeah, so go to DMI's Facebook page and check that out.
That's my cue. I have to go
Something
put something in the oven. Otherwise, we're gonna wait another.
I'll try
hour.
to keep you entertained with
You do that.
some
Right back.
answers here real quick. So Racing Addict asks, this question is a two-part question. The first part for Mike is, will you be driving a 360 or 410 Sprint anytime soon in the near future? Part two, which would you rather race on a tacky surface for 50 laps? A 410 Sprint or a big block modified? I don't have a ride for a sprint car anytime soon. And I would rather race a big block on a tacky surface for 50 laps than a sprint car because the sprint's kind of single file when it's tacky. I'd rather race a sprint car on a slick surface. Jay Wolf, Mike, what is your opinion about females racing, and what would you tell a female if they want to start a racing career on dirt? Honestly, I don't think gender is a big thing in racing. I mean, I guess maybe it used to be or something, but from like my age group, I don't think it's a thing. Because like you get in the seat and you steer it and you move the pedals just like anybody. I don't think that there's like a disadvantage.
We're all equals
for being a male or female.
Correct.
So if you have someone that's like I think you're saying you have a daughter or something like that. I would definitely get her involved. Just make sure that you get her the right safety equipment and that it fits correctly. I think that's the hardest thing, probably. Getting like the safety equipment to fit correctly for females is important because their bodies are shaped differently than men. And I don't know. I think there's definitely a huge market for sponsorships for women in racing because specific female products would be like better promoted by females. So, or even just that they're more attractive to look at than men.
Says you, but I mean, I'm not arguing either. So.
Either way, definitely great to have women involved in racing.
Kathy asked me, what's your favorite racetrack to get ice cream? I would definitely, hands down, Weed Sport. They have a lot of varieties. You can even get homemade pie with ice cream on top of it. So just saying, that's right where it's at.
Rarely asks, what are your daily drivers? Well, Mandee drives a white Mercedes-Benz, which is an Arbonne car because when you get to a certain level, you get money towards it. You earn money towards the Mercedes as long as it's a white Mercedes. So she has an SUV, and I drive is it an 09? Yeah, it's an 09 GMC Sierra 2500 pickup truck. Zach asks, Mike, what is your ideal size track? 3/8, half mile, 5/8 mile. 3/8 mile, definitely. John Doe, tell her to buy plenty of soap.
So for what?
I don't know. Greg
It
Holt.
might be based on the female drivers, maybe.
I still don't get it. Greg Holt, Mike, can you do an iRacing stream whenever your next race is, please? Anybody want to send me some information on how to do that? I've seen people streaming, and it shows like I think they're using a camera, and it shows them driving, and then it also shows like the screen that they're looking at all on the same screen. Like they'll show it out in the corner. I don't really know how to do that. I've never tried it. I'm not really a big gamer.
This is a good question. Stevie asked, I just wonder why guys put tarps to hide their rears. What's so secretive?
Radius rod angles, shock heights, spring designs, stack spring, not stack spring, wheel offsets, spacers, just anything to kind of give someone a tip on like, oh, well, maybe I should be doing that to get faster. If you figured it out on your own and you put the time and effort into the research and development to make your car fast and to test it and then see that it works or see that stuff doesn't work and then finally come upon this package, you really don't want to just give it away to your competition. So that's why people cover their stuff up.
Question for you is I always see it's brilliant is that the late model cars, they back their cars in their pit stalls.
Yeah.
And
the nose piece on the late model covers up the front end. So there's not much you can see there. So if they back it in, then there's less people able to walk by and look what's going on in the back. You totally could, but then you'd want to cover up the front,
Is there more to cover up on the front and the back?
All depends on who you are, I guess. I think there's definitely there's places to gain speed in the front and the back of the car. So
just cover up the whole car.
Well, I think I don't know, people just need to figure things out on their own. If you focus on your own, seriously, if you focus on your own setup and what you're doing and quit second guessing yourself, you usually end up better anyway. But I will say too, though, if like somebody's really dominating and I see something on their car, it has helped me before.
Yeah.
So.
Of course. Jerry asks, what is a stacked spring?
So a standard spring is linear, which means every inch it gains the same amount of rate. So if it's 200 pounds, it's 200 pounds, 400 pounds, 600 pounds, 800 pounds, like it goes up in that increment. Or a stack spring, for the first amount of travel, it'll be like 150 pounds, and then once it hits the second spring, it'll jump up to 250 pounds per inch. So it's just a variable rate spring instead of linear. And it just adds more like tuning to where you can adjust like how much wheel load you have at a certain point in the corner versus the other part of the corner. If you have a linear spring, you just don't have that much adjustability. You're just kind of stuck with what you got.
So I probably know your answer, but Zach asks, what's our favorite all-time ice cream flavors?
Oh, I'm really in love with the peanut butter pandemonium from Stewart's right now.
See that.
It's just awesome. I mean, there's just a lot of like that. There's a lot of peanut butter in there. It's vanilla ice cream and the chocolate sauce and the peanut butter cups. Really couldn't get any better than that. The only thing that's better is like a peanut butter sundae, but out of a box, you can't beat the peanut butter pandemonium.
It's Perry's, right? I think we've discussed this.
You like
Perry's. Whatever Perry's coconut, it's like coconut with chocolate swirl and nuts in it, I think. Anything coconut with nuts and chocolate is delicious. So that's my cup of tea. Let's see.
David asks if we're going to Accord this year if they open. I'm sure they will open eventually, and I'm sure we will be there for the Short Track Super Series race whenever that is, as long as there's no conflicting event.
Yeah.
If that's an answer.
Right. Yeah. There was a question. Jay Wolf says that I'm in college, and do you have any tips for automotive classes? I'm losing interest in automotive class and getting ready for tests.
So you're losing interest in class and getting ready for tests, but you want to know if I have any tips, like to stay interested. I don't know. I don't know how. Like, if you're not interested, then I think you need to take different courses. Honestly, like, I know when I took automotive, I wasn't as interested when we did motorsports, because like I went for motorsports and I had to take automotive for a year, and then we got to do motorsports the second year, and the second year was a lot more fun for me. But to this day, the automotive stuff is really helpful when I have to fix my pickup truck or the hauler or like just anything in general. There's just a lot of mechanical knowledge there that you really ought to have. So I don't know. It's just hard. It's harder to, when you're younger, it's harder to stay interested in these topics. But then the older you get, you really wish you took more time to learn them. So I guess just keep that thought process in mind as you're reading.
I always remembered in college was you have to get through the basic classes to get deeper into the ones that actually you want to learn about and excite you.
For example, like when I'm teaching people stuff about racing, if they don't have a basic knowledge, I can't teach them much, because without the fundamentals, it's just like I'm going to lose you on the second sentence.
Yeah.
So
you got to start from the bottom. Mike asks, do tracks limit how many times one car can take warm-ups? Warm-up laps. One time out, and that's it, or can you make a change and go back out?
Yeah, so typically they keep the warm-up laps down, and what that does is it saves the racetrack. If they let us go out and run a bunch of warm-up laps, the track will be blown off slick, and there won't be anything left to race on for the heat races in the future. So basically they just give us a lap and a half. They say it's 2 laps, but half of the first lap is just warming up, is just getting up to speed. And then you get about 1 real lap. And that can give you a lap time to go off of what speed the track's at right now. And then you can also just see if you got any leaks in your car or any problems or anything, come and fix it for the heat race.
So Andrew asks, will Jenny be first out or an older car, and why?
Jenny will not be first out. I always run the older cars and older bodies first, because the tracks usually aren't ready for a nice new car, and they'll rip the bodies off of them, and that's never fun. So there's not really any point to like getting a brand new car out first race of the year. On top of that, we don't really have all the parts for Jenny yet, so we're working on getting that stuff in, and then we'll get it complete. But we got plenty of good cars that just, I mean, they're not brand new, but they're solid. So they're ready to race, and can't wait till we can get them out.
So Peter Neff, I know we've definitely discussed this, but asked, why did you decide to race Orange County instead of Fonda? And if Fonda opened before Orange County, will you race at Fonda? But my interesting thing is that he said that he thinks Fonda will open before Orange County based on COVID data. There's data.
Okay. I don't understand why that would be different, because I'm pretty sure it all goes by state, and they're both in the same state. But the reason I picked Orange County was the rule package. So most of the equipment I have here with the Adirondack Auto 35 team is dirt car, big block, with Hoosier tire package stuff. Fonda is American Racers with ported 358 engines, and just a little different rule package. So for us to race there, we would have to kind of get a lot of different equipment. It's not that we can't race there. I would definitely entertain going there if they have an event when we're not racing at Middletown. Because I love Fonda. It's a great track, and their purses are really good. And Fonda and Middletown have the 2 best purses in the state of New York for weekly racing. So they're definitely 2 of the top places to go.
Wayne said, I think you have it. Have you ever tried peanut butter flavored whiskey? No. What have you tried?
I have not. I've had apple whiskey.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's one of my favorites.
Peanut butter. What would you mix that with?
Chocolate.
You smile. Chocolate.
Maybe you could make like a milkshake out of it.
You probably could.
You know?
You would totally love a
That'd be
peanut
good.
butter and vanilla milkshake.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So John Doe had asked, in your relationship, who's in charge of the checkbook?
Well, we basically have our own.
Yeah.
So we're pretty independent on that end.
As long as the bills are paid, we're happy.
Mandee definitely has advice towards my checkbook. I would say she puts her 2 cents in every once in a while. Yep. I kind of take it or leave it. but it goes both ways, because once in a while there's the packages never stop coming in the door, and I'm like, what are you buying?
Wow.
but it's her money, so.
And then these shoes come in the mail that you bought. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, those were pretty nice.
They are nice.
And they were a wicked deal.
Mm-hmm. They were a wicked deal. We don't ask. Like I said, as long as bills are paid, we got a roof over our head. There's no control.
I can wear out a pair of sneakers in like a month, because I just beat them up every day in the shop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's bad, but that's another story.
Let's see. Kathy asked if I FaceTime BP3. Actually, yes, quite often. Last night I got a call from my brother and my nephew, and we had a dance party. So it's very entertaining.
Oh, I see. So what Jay Wolf was talking about with school was he's taking online classes now, and they're not in the classroom doing labs. Everything's all videos and textbook. So that's tough. I guess, like YouTube's a great source to find something entertaining to learn, but honestly, people need to keep trying to put more content on there. Mandee tries to put racing content up on YouTube, and I think it's helpful for people that haven't been exposed to it, or even people that have and just could learn something else new. But I don't know. I've actually seen some like if you look up engineering, like automotive engineering stuff, there's some interesting videos on there. One time, Brad Weaver on the way home from Charlotte, we had like a 12-hour drive.
Oh my God.
I was up late driving the truck, and he was just like filling me in with all these watching all these YouTube videos on automotive engineering. It was really interesting. There was a lot to learn there. So I guess just look it up. Patrick asks, I was watching the video on quick gear changes, and my question for Mike is, how do you know if you need a gear that gives you more or less RPM, and does that impact your car on restarts? Okay, that's a packed question. So usually by feel, you can feel whether the thing needs more gear meaning more RPM, so that the thing will take off on restarts. But then also, if you just gear it for restarts, you might not get the momentum on a long run. So you kind of got to pick the middle somewhere there, and judge am I racing with a group of guys that are going to crash all the time, and we just need to be geared for the restarts so I can get spots, or are we going to get long runs where we can take some gear out and get up to speed? But that's how I choose. There's also the tack. But, that's just a number. I guess I use the tack to try not to over rev the engine with the gearing. But it's really better off just kind of feeling what the car feels like it needs, or the motor.
So Bob said, Gary Chamberlain had a modified with independent front suspension back in the 70s, won a lot of races with it. Has anyone tried that lately?
What kind of suspension?
Crap. It was
kind of went faster.
Front independent.
Oh, independent front suspension. So we're not allowed to run by the rules. We're not allowed to run independent front suspension. It has to be a straight front axle with no hinges or anything in between. It's written pretty clearly in the rule book about that. So nothing we can do there. It's set up that way to save us money, which I think does. As soon as you get into control arms and stuff like that, it's a lot more expensive when you hit a Uke tire or get in a crash with someone on the racetrack. It's definitely a lot more expensive with independent front suspension than to just replace that $200 axle.
Yeah.
Which in fact you can make them yourself cheaper than that.
So Larry says when they talk about the short chute of Fonda, is that going into 3 or coming out of turn 3?
The short chute.
Yeah. I found it.
So I don't know for sure, but like Fonda, what it does is it's got a short front stretch, and then you go into a medium turn 1, turn 2 sweeps out, and there's a really wide D-shaped backstretch, and then turn 3 almost is just a continuation of that D off the backstretch, and then turn 4 is really tight. So I'm not really sure which part's the short chute, but that's kind of how the track goes there.
So David H. said they had to go, said take care of TGIF. Toes going first.
Toes, what?
Like TGIF.
Toes go in first? Is that for how you get in a race car?
I was going to say how you put your pants on.
You know, something just popped in my head. So if you watched, the Dukes of Hazzard, that's pretty much the explanation of how you got to get in a car. You can't.
That's so true.
Put your head in first.
So Mike, what part of your car requires most weekly maintenance, and what part requires least, assuming no damage from contact?
Okay. With no damage, most maintenance is done with a big block. Most maintenance is done on drive shaft, I'd say. That's probably the most time-consuming maintenance is doing that. They recently made it quicker and easier because the rear drive shaft loop on a Bicknell has just got a plate they can unbolt and get it out a little quicker. And then the other thing would be the engine. You spend a lot of time running the valves, changing the oil, just checking things, because that's the most expensive part, and you really need to keep after it and make sure there isn't a problem and catch it early, because if you wait and you run an extra race on while you're having a problem, it's going to cost you a lot of money in the long run.
Ray asked if I'll be updating the May newsletter if we start racing. It's funny because I was going to say, you guys will be the first ones to know, but really I think they're going to be the first ones to know, and they'll probably be letting us know.
Yeah.
If you haven't caught on to that yet with how sheltered we are. But I think
we're sheltered in this point because nobody knows anything. But it's all hearsay or guessing. But I think once they start racing, you'll know more.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely, as soon as we know, you guys will definitely know. If not, I'm sure you guys will be telling us since.
Mark asks, Mike and Mandee, have you ever tried Legends? I've only tried the Legends on iRacing, and they're a lot of fun to race on there, but I don't know what they're like in real life.
Like the Legend cars?
Yeah, they're like a dwarf car kind of thing.
They run them at Wall. We've seen them at Turkey. We always seen them at Turkey Derby, didn't we? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Similar to the Slingshots and the Speedsters, they have a person that makes all the parts, and they're all the same, so everybody's equal.
Mm-hmm. So interesting one. Patrick asked about the soles on your shoes. When walking on rocks or stones, can you feel them? But you do something a little bit different with the soles on your shoes.
On my racing shoes?
Yes.
Okay, so I like my soles really thin, so I can feel the pedals. It's not comfortable for walking on rocks at all. And they wear out quickly. I can go through, again, a set of race shoes go through them pretty quickly. Need them replaced often. They're expensive, which sucks.
Toes go in first. David says it'll make it easier for you to put your shoes on if your toes go in first. Apparently it's a joke.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't get it. I'm not getting stuff today.
Okay, Tim asks, how far west have you ever traveled to race?
Ohio.
I mean,
Yeah.
You raced, yes, but we've been as far as Oklahoma to watch a race.
Oh yeah, we went to watch Chili Bowl there. But furthest I've gone is Eldora, which is far. It's far enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty far.
And it's south to Florida for Volusia. Otherwise, holy smokes, we gave you guys plenty of extra time today. 35 minutes. Sweet. Anything you'd like to add, darling?
I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back Monday to answer more questions.
Yeah. So make sure to stay safe, wash your hands, do your daily, is it diligence? Right? Is it diligence? Right? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, it's due diligence.
Due diligence. Thank you. I make up words, so I have to check with him because you never know what's coming out of my mouth. So thank you guys. Appreciate you all. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy. Hopefully it'll be nice wherever you guys are sitting outside. And we'll see you again same time on Monday.
See ya.
Bye.